Hello, Snugglebugs. Welcome to today's Hearthstone video. We're coming at you with some Plague Death Knight. We've been running into a lot of Reno decks, and let's be honest with you, Plague Death Knight doesn't always necessarily counter them directly, of course, but it can stop your opponent from playing Reno, which is great. Now, of course, this time we're actually going against a Paladin, which doesn't typically play Reno, and right now is by far the strongest class in the game, as in, I think, the top 3 to 4 classes, or decks are Paladin in almost all ranks, which... I mean, it's sadly pretty typical, I would almost say. Little foul egg. Okay, well, at least that means they don't have the foul egg for their boogie down, and they played the coin already, so they probably have a way to buff this, so they can use that to trade in, is going to be my guess. Yeah, makes sense. That's okay. I mean, it gives me them the 2 plagues. It gives me the... Yeah, that works. I'm actually much happier with that. It gives me the ability to play my Vizier. Vizier, yes please. Come here with me, Vizier. We can discover a spell from our deck. Probably wouldn't be Frost, but... I mean, a free discover of a spell, I think, is pretty strong. And... I'm going to take Reap What You Sow. Start getting some of those excavates online, since we have the Reska. I think the faster we can get the 4 excavates as well to get that to come back and use it multiple times against this opponent, probably the better. Yeah, that's okay. Like, I think here we can... Down with the ship? Or do we even just Tomb Trader? I think we down with the ship. This way we can hero power... Take out the 2-1... Remove their buffs. Thing is, we do need healing, sadly, which really the only heal we have in this deck is when we get the excavates off, and our opponent is already being so aggressive with their buffs, it makes me feel like they have all the stuff that they need already, which is kind of sad. It's a little unfortunate. This could be good for us too, even just getting down to Reska. They probably have Steam Cleaner in there. Again, I'm not gonna lie, I've not seen too many Paladins actually using ETC because it's kind of slow when you really think about it. If they don't do the value trade here, we have Tomb Trader into trade. Tomb Trader. Boom. Hey, and there's a Frost Plague, so if that was Steam Cleaner they took, because we destroyed 1, I think they only have 2 more in their deck, so it's really not super beneficial. Now, this is not close to being infused. Okay, that's just a draw. It's not the end of the world. It's not too shabby. Oh, okay, so that's actually really slow, again, on their part. As much as I would usually prefer this, I think we're going to just play the Skeleton Crew here. Give me a free 2-cost minion, which... I'm going to take Gold Panther. I kind of want to take Crooked Crook, just so I can go face, but since I really want to trade here, we'll take the Gold Panther so we can still draw cards. Hey. Turned gold? I don't... Oh, interesting. We already do have the Pit Boss at 10, which I know is not cheap, but if they do, say, board clear us, it goes in a 7, so we could play it next turn. Also gets us kind of closer to... Hey, they're playing a slightly different deck, I admit, than I'm used to seeing, which I'm okay with, because usually Paladin drives me crazy. I do think we actually play our other Tomb Trader here. And Reap What You Sow. Bam, bam, and bam. Ooh. Hell yeah. I do love me some hell yeah. It's also really good because it'll get the Chain Guardian cheap. This will be infused if they clear our board as well. Can't really complain with that. It's not the best takeover, I guess. It may just be a hell yeah into Chained Guardian turn. Yeah, I think that's the play. Keep their board clear. Give us, a big attack minion if we really needed to. Plus, I guess more things dying means Reska is almost free now already, which is pretty good. And it just puts 12 damage on board, which, I mean, also, you can't really complain with that. Or at least I can't. Plus, actually, now that I see this, if this dies, we may just want to get the 8 health back. Okay. I mean... and then could do the 3 damage, or I could just draw, actually. Give me that 10-9, baby. Let's go. Little Sylvanas. Was not even expecting it to get infused before it was important, and perfect timing almost. Let's frickin' go. You have a board clear? Little bit of clearing of the board? Even if you kill everything but this because of the Divine Shield. Oh, that's gotta hurt. What's this? Okay, Hammer of Wrath. Let me see. Even if you hit this, that puts you down to 7, which means I still have lethal, not even including my Staff of the Primus. Ouch. I mean, that is... I mean, I was not expecting to have this deck to go, especially against Paladin. I like the fact that theirs was at least slightly different. Maybe hand Paladin, based on the fact they had a lot of the draw stuff to try to keep your hand full. But I do really enjoy this deck, and as you can see, it can control early, which is super important right now, especially with all the Paladins running around. Let's go hop into another game. Alright, this time we're going against a... Why am I drawing a blank here? Demon Hunter. Wow, I was going to say Death Knight. It's like, no, I'm the Death Knight. They're the Demon Hunter. And they... I'm not sure. I was going to say, I know I've seen some aggro Demon Hunters. I've seen big Demon Hunters. So, our start is definitely a bit more pitted towards if they are, in fact, a aggro-based deck, because we can, you know, get the Distressed Culvealdir, which it seems like they are. I'm just going to coin smack. They probably are the deck that probably plays like mistakes and amalgams and things like that to spam the board quickly, is my thought. Okay, well, good. Good, that's a nice slope, because similar to the last game, this allows us to play the Culvealdir. If it dies, it sets us up to get the cheaper spell from the Vizier, plus it puts a Plague in their deck for us to have the Tomb Trader. So overall, I'm quite happy with the first 2 turns of this game. Okay. I mean, it's not really going to help them out too much, because they're not going to draw off of it. Hey, and they went face. I'm okay with that too. Let's go. Because we can still just play this to get a spell. It doesn't have to be cheap. I'm going to take Horn of Winter. Technically, I could play that right now. Just play down with the ship, but there's no need. I mean, I see what they're doing. They're going to be able to put stuff back in their deck so they can attack with the Glaive, which is now more powerful because of the card they just played, which may let them draw a card, but hopefully I'm okay. Interesting. I mean, I guess technically that gives them more draw than that, but still kind of interesting. You know what? I think we're going to reap what you sow. And actually just throw a rock. Could have probably Horn of Winter Ghoul Charge, I guess, but that's okay. Hopefully. Or instead of throwing... Yeah, there's a couple things I probably could have done. Getting Asalor active next turn, I think, is actually quite good. If we absolutely need to, we have down with the ship into the Horn of Winter Tomb Trader as well. Although we could just down with the ship. Okay, Tomb Trader is probably useful here. We have a total of 7 mana available. If I'm doing this in my head correctly. And down with the ship hits 1, but I want to use 8 mana, so that's not possible. We can trade here. Down with the ship here. Horn of Winter. Tomb Trader. There we go. Take out both of their Bibble Knights in one turn. Not a bad deal for us. Plus, we got a 4-3 out of it. Felt like there might have been a better play there. Potentially even could have tried to get Nerubian Vizier out there to get another cheap spell or something, but that's all right. We did what we did. And, I mean, if we just absolutely have to, we just destroy a minion if they manage to play something that seems big or out of our reach. If not, which seems to be more the case, then I'm just going to hit them for everything. Setting us up for lethal next turn. They have to try to clear our board as a super hypo aggro deck. I feel like that is not something in their cards, but I could be wrong. They may play something for mirror matches or for exact examples like this. Sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm saying sure because we've died to this on like turn 3 before, so it's not like it's going to be impossible. They have a 0 mana mistake they can play at some point. Okay. Hey, that does give them plagues in their deck, though, which, I mean, they could actually draw, I think, from this, which would be quite good. More plagues in their deck. There's the mistake. Ah, shoot, not a plague. Another 0 mana, though. Ouch. And currently, I actually do not have a way to do more damage or heal anything, so the better. Guess we just go with the Plague Strike, which is 0 mana, which is good. And I guess we just have to go with... Sorry, I leaned really close to the mic there. This is just... It went from good to really bad, like, really quickly. We could return the Stheno to their hand, just because it's, like, the most expensive thing that they would have to play. Then we could Plague Strike. And then hit their face and hope that they draw a plague or two, I guess. Well, there is a plague, I guess. That's something. And 2? I mean, I should have said 4, I guess. I asked for 1 or 2 and I hit 2. I guess if I would have asked for 4, maybe we would have won that game. Sure. Mistake. They should have, I think, a couple more plagues in their deck, so it's not impossible for them to draw those and die, I believe, based on what we put in there last turn. Which would be kind of funny. Hey, there's a plague, plus it's a healing one for us, that's great. Hey, let's go! That's kind of a fun one. I like that. They surprised me, though. I was expecting those guys. I mean, I know they were nerfed, and I haven't seen Stheno in a bit, so that's kind of a neat thing for them to do. But the deck is just quite good. I think it plays well against aggro, as we've seen. We started seeing it play well against even sort of later game minions in the first game. We didn't even have to worry about all the crazy stealing and healing it can do if you absolutely need it to in later games, or I guess late game. What we did in the first one, I guess maybe would be considered mid game. But yeah, this deck is great. I recommend if you have the cards to give it a go. We didn't run into Reno decks, but it can counter those halfway decently as well. And I think with the meta the way it is, this is one of the more, I would almost call this like an almost anti-meta deck in a sense. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.